So she has some dried skin here. Nice ring.
Thank you.
Okay, so that would be the shape. Okay, and then so it's just slightly curved, no unusual clubbing or spooning of the nails noted. We assess for the texture, just feel it, because when you feel it, you will be able to feel any depressions. Okay, or sometimes even if you just feel this nail, if it's not intact, you may be able to pull out the nail from the attachment. Okay, so that's for the texture condition. Lift up the nail. Lift it up to see if it's attached. In one of my classes, when we were going to do this, she said, "Oh, can you do my assessment?" Because she had a fungal infection of the big toe.
Ooh.
And really, when you lift it, it would, it's almost pulled out.
Did you take it out?
No, because it hurt.
Yes.
But when you lift it, it's like moving now. So a few more and a couple more days, and that's going to be pulled out. So you have condition of the nail bed was good. Capillary refill. Press all fingers. Let's just limit it to one finger.
What happens when you're missing a nail? Will it grow?
It depends on the cause. If it's injury and it destroyed even the nail bed, you won't expect it to grow anymore. It's going to be like tissue that's going to cover the nail bed. But if it's, did not hurt the nail bed, then it's going to grow. But it will take time.
Oh, so they grow.
Because even with a fungal infection, it takes a lot longer. Takes at least 9 months to cure it, because the nail has to be pushed out, because the infection is not on the nail itself but on the nail bed. Okay. Now the thing that you need to add here will be the Shamroth technique. Can you put your index fingers? Okay. So if you look at this one here, okay. So you have the cuticle. You know where the cuticle is, ladies, right? So that you have the nails there. You have the nails there, opposing each other. On top, you will see a small angle that goes that way. You see it?
Oh.
Which one?
It's like a gap?
Yes.
Ah.
That's the
Okay.
Okay.
So that is for the Shamroth technique. 160 degrees is what's normal. Looks like you're doing a selfie. Okay, so that's the Shamroth technique. That's going to be done on the fingers to assess for
Abnormality?
yes for clubbing.
Ah.
Just like I said, if there was clubbing, you see that the nails would be more convex. So when they meet, it's going to be like meeting like this. The angle will be bigger, wider.
Oh, so they have a bigger gap. Okay.
So that would be greater than 180. That is clubbing. Okay, then we assess now the toenails. So again, looking at the color of the nail bed. Okay, you will now also feel. So they're firmly attached. They're not thick enough, but it's not like thickened as a result of a fungal infection. Okay, and then your capillary refill, less than 3 seconds. Okay, so that will be our assessment of the toenails. Okay, now we do our patient teaching. This is very important because in the exam, this will form 15 points. Okay, let's say your patient is a female. At what time or how often should we recommend a skin assessment, a head to toe skin, hair, nails assessment?
Once a day? Once a month?
Once a month.
Oh, once a
Okay, when?
2 weeks after the period?
No. When
Or
you
the
do your
same time every month?
yes, the same time every month. It's when you do your self-breast exam.
Oh.
Okay, when do you recommend that a female patient does the self-breast exam?
7 to 9 days after the start.
4 to 7.
4 to 7.
4 to 7 days from the first day of the menses. Meaning, okay, let's explain to Andy. If you have a female and female patient, she has her menses, let's say January 1st. So by between January 4 to 7 will be the best time to do the self-breast exam, at the same time do the skin assessment. Okay? Now in men, when do you do your self-breast exam? when do you recommend to male patients the skin assessment?
The first of the month.
The first of the month. You can, like I always say, you ask your patient, when's your payday? If you get paid every first of the month, every 15th, then you say, okay, do yours every first of the month. If you say anytime during the month, they will forget. So you have to give them very specific instructions.
When do you pay your mortgage?
You pay mortgage, whatever it is, something very, something that they will remember all the time. Okay, so whether it's a male or female, once a month is important. Now they do that after a shower, so they step out of the shower, they stand in front of a full-length mirror. They will also need a handheld mirror and a blow dryer. Okay, so first thing that they need to do, stand in front of the full-length mirror. Let's say this is the full-length mirror. Look at the face. Assess the face, the nose, the lips for any changes. Like you have a mole here. Okay, assess if it gets any bigger, any lesions. We will talk about that with the ABCDE. Okay, so after assessing the face, check also the ears. Okay, you might have any new moles there or any lesions there that you will not be able to observe, especially for women, because the hair covers the ears. So make sure you check, you take a look. Now with a blow dryer, okay, now assess the scalp. So the dryer will part the hair, okay, looking now at the scalp. Okay. Now the back. Stand behind or stand to the back of the full length. Hold the handheld mirror. Okay. Check the back of the ears. Okay. Check the back of the head. Okay. All the way to the back. All the way here. So you're looking, assessing for any changes. Okay. Now after you have assessed that, assess now the front. Okay. For females, you need to ask them, lift the breasts. Especially for those who have pendulous breasts, they may not see the formation of, new changes under the breast. So they need to lift it. Okay. Now, check the fingers, the nails, in between the digits, the webs, the palms of the hand. Check the wrist area. Okay. Forearm. Okay. And then the elbow. Now for the arm proper, okay, they need to stand sideways. Lift up the arm this way so that they'll be able to observe this area here. The arm here, okay, and the armpit. Okay, do it on the other side. Check the arm, here, the armpit. Okay, now it's time to assess the lower extremities. So looking at the front, okay, you now assess for any change color, assess for the back of the legs, even the buttocks. Now to assess the feet and let's say the legs and the feet, you can ask the patient, take your seat, especially if they have, they're obese, they will not be able to look down. So they now need to lift the foot and assess with the handheld mirror. The nails, in between the nails, as well as the soles of the feet. So do the same on the other side, the legs, the medial aspect and the lateral aspect of the leg, the dorsum of the foot, the nails, the digits, the web, as well as the soles of the feet. Okay, so after you have explained the head to toe examination, you now need to tell them what is it that they're watching out for, the A, B, C, D, E. So A is for asymmetry, meaning if they see a lesion, let's say that like this mole, okay. When we say asymmetry, that means the right, if you were to make draw an imaginary line, the right side is not equal to the left side. Okay. B is for border, meaning the border normally should be even and smooth. But if it's scallop or it's very uneven, again, that's that needs to be brought to the attention of the doctor. C is for color. Normal color will be brownish, light brown to brownish, black. Okay. But if there is several colors in one lesion, or if there's a change in the color, then again that needs to be assessed more carefully. D is for diameter. Normally the lesion should be less than 6 millimeters. Now you don't need to give them a tape measure to measure the lesion. Just tell them 6 millimeters is like the tip of that eraser, the pencil eraser. That's about 6 millimeters. So anything bigger than that, again, is cause for worry. They need to get it checked. And then E is for evolution. Any change, if it initially was symmetrical, if initially it was flat and now it has become elevated, if you have a change in the color, if that's become bigger, again, that has to be brought to the attention of the primary doctor or the medical professional. Remember, this changes in the skin, although it's slow growing. Hopefully, if it's a melanoma, it's slow growing. Okay. If it's a basal cell, sometimes it can be very, very. The metastasis can be very quick. Okay. So they need to be able to assess that. Whether the patient is light-skinned or dark-skinned, they need to do a skin assessment monthly. Okay. Questions? So the patient teaching will include how they're going to carry out the skin assessment, skin hair assessment, together with the A, B, C, D, E. Okay. No questions? All right. So you do your assessment. You do your assessment on your patient. Okay. Put down. You document your findings, whether it's normal or abnormal, and then patient teaching, of course. What you need to tell them, like if they have any lesions, like with Kit, you have some eczema. What is it that the nurse would recommend?
Keep it moist.
Keep it moist. What else?
No scratching. Avoid scratching.
Avoid scratching. What else? Keep it clean. What else?
Monitor regularly.
Monitor regularly, yes. And what else?
Lotion.
I'm sorry?
Lotion. Moisturize.
It has to be moisturized. You need to avoid, exposing that area to extremes of temperature, like very hot, warm, very hot water.
What if it's on my face and it's cold outside?
Then you need to moisturize. Moisturize, moisturize. Do not exfoliate too much, because that makes it worse. You know what I mean by exfoliate? Like, guys, you know what I mean? When you scrub that you want the new skin to come out, but sometimes if you scrub too much, it becomes very raw. Okay, so the face, the skin, there's a turnover every 21 to 28 days. But if you do it too often, it's going to leave a very raw area. If you don't do it enough, there's going to be a buildup of dead skin, dead cells, and the skin's not going to look, glowing. Okay, but that will also depend on, what they call this, how oily your skin is, how dry it is, and all that. Do you put anything?
A combination skin. It's a hard balance.
It is. Okay. Will you recommend a certain shampoo for for people with eczema.
And more less scented.
Hypoallergenic. Hypoallergenic. Would you recommend a conditioner?
No.
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 If you were to use a conditioner, make sure it does not fall to the face. It's just the tip of the, because you have some acne here, so it's actually the conditioner, when it hits this area here, that actually builds up. What is the best shampoo? Like if you have someone with dandruff,
Head and shoulders.
Head and Shoulders. That you have to leave it on for about 5-10 minutes. Because if you just, and then you rinse it off, it does not help. Really. If it's more severe, then you can use the Selsun Blue, because it contains ketoconazole.
What about Nizoral?
Nizoral is also fine.
How long do I have to use? I can't talk. Oh my gosh. How long do I have to use Head and Shoulders?
Forever.
I don't want to use it forever. It smells weird.
No, you have different scents.
Yes, they have apple.
Ooh.
I smell like apple pie.
So, but you can like alternate use.
It also dries your scalp.
Yeah, it dries the scalp, so it's not recommended that you shampoo. You wash your hair every day. So if you think it's oily, then you can actually use a dry shampoo. Or at night, I don't know how